Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my final video of 2023. Actually, at the time of recording this, a good amount of you might have already celebrated the New Year, so Happy New Year. To you and your families, wishing you health, happiness, success on the chessboard, off the chessboard. Some of you are finishing school, work, etc., etc. If 2023 was bad, then, well, it's over. And if it was good, savor the moment. Let's make 2024 even better. Cheers with my little container of water here. This is going to be a very unique video. In this video, I'm going to talk a lot. I always talk a lot, but I'm going to really talk a lot. I'm also going to leak some of my analytics, like my YouTube dashboard. I'm going to leak some of my Instagram analytics to all of you, mostly with the purpose of giving you a deep dive, an insider look in to what the chess world currently is, the growth that we've experienced, problems that we face, opportunities that have yet to come, and that's, I think, unique. I'm not sure you can get a perspective quite like mine, because I'm frankly not sure that other large chess creators are doing something like this. And aside from chess.com, and I guess FIDE, the international governing body of the game, I am one of the largest entities, and the reason for that is because of you. At the end of the day, when we talk about subscribers and viewership, that's you listening or watching right now. So we're going to go through a calendar of 2023, the big moments, the events, and then I'm going to leak some of my analytics to all of you, talk about the growth of the game. Actually, why don't we start with that right now? Oof. Currently watching Dolphins-Ravens because this year I've been converted into a NFL fan. I've never really watched football that much, but I currently have the NFL playing out there. Let's start with this. These are my YouTube analytics from 2022. 325 million views in a year. Last year I gained 780,000 subscribers, and I had 51 million total watch hours. And these are the views and the analytics in 2023. 1.4 billion views, 94 million watch hours, and 2.4 million subscribers gained. Obviously, the first half of the year was massive. We're going to get into that in a second. Then it slowed down a little bit, picked back up again around August, and then obviously we ended the year quite strong. 4 to 5 times greater viewership, nearly double the watch time. A lot of that was through the short form content, which I will get into. Yeah, I mean, I had 2 million subscribers when the year started, and now it's up to 4.5, and it's unbelievable. This year I also published the book. I have the book right here. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. I'm going to talk about the book. And the point of this is not a video where I tell you about things that I did. There will be a bit of that, but it's mostly to give you like I said, a deep dive, an insider's look into the world of chess. Maybe you might even have opportunities for yourself to get paid work, or start a club initiative at your school, or do something at with your local community, and potentially try to angle toward a college application. There are so many opportunities you might not be thinking of in the world of chess, and I would like to give you my unfiltered perspective. So let's start off. What happened in the beginning of this year in January? January of 2023, we had this. But even before this, we had this. We had the Mogul Chess Boxing Championship presented by... That's not sponsoring today's video, but that was what we had. It was an unbelievable spectacle. It was boxing, it was chess, it was Ludwig. I was there commentating, and this was unbelievable. And then we had mittens. That was December, January, and then we had mittens. And one other thing that we had around this time, around this massive explosion, was, of course, chess.com servers going down, when in one day, on February 3rd, they had a record 403,000 people sign up, and their traffic more than doubled in the last few months. Right, so instead of 7 million, they had 11 million daily users. That was in January of 2023. What happened in the beginning of this year is a lot of things going right at the right time. But there was no bigger explosion in January of 2023 than short form content. A lot of you watching this right now are probably teenagers. Maybe you're like 9 or 8 years old, but you are at your ceiling is like 19. And that shifted in 2023. I'm going to show you when I get into my YouTube analytics in a little bit. It's probably, I'll timestamp it. The average age of the viewer actually went down in 2023 by several years because of the explosion of short form content, scroll up content, right? We have our phones, we're browsing, we're scrolling up on Instagram, on YouTube, on TikTok. And that stuff is generally associated with like sort of brain dead meme content, stupid content, and it can make us laugh. But chess in particular, I really struggled to understand how to make into meaningful short form content until this year. Highlights, narrating through what Magnus Carlsen or Hikaru Nakamura are doing, or a chess drama, or anything, a gambit, an opening trap, an endgame idea, how to checkmate with a king and a queen. In January of 2023, all of my content on every platform, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, TikTok, had 300 million views in 1 month. For the entire month of January of 2023, short form content, bringing people in through the algorithm, averaged for me around 10 million views a day. That is absolutely mind-boggling. And all those people went to chess.com. All those people tried a chess course. All those people started playing in their school. A lot of the teenagers started playing in school. They started playing each other. They got their friends into the game. And it was really a wild thing to see. This was our third and our biggest boom by far. Don't listen to any Reddit thread. Don't listen to any website. Don't listen to any theory. I am telling you right now, as the person who has studied the analytics of the chess world for the last 5 years and who has been deeply involved in this, we had the Queen's Gambit, which was the single greatest thing to happen to chess. Then it was the cheating scandal for viewership, for scaling the whole thing. But short form content, in January of 2023, nothing has beaten it. The reason for that is chess captures an audience. I can watch an opening trap that's 30 seconds long and I want to go try it. How many of you did this? You would watch something and then you'd be like, oh, I want to go test this out. You would get it or you would not get it. You would make a mistake. I need to learn what a tactic is. You can watch the long form content, but you can also watch the short form content. And that's how you made your way in. In fact, let me know in the comments, how did you make your way into chess? Was it this year? Was it 2022? Was it in the last 5 years? Have you been watching for 10 years? Did you get back into the game? Did you just pick the game up? Right? So many incredible things. Earlier this year, the average age of people getting into the game was middle school and high school. Because elementary school kids don't have phones yet. They don't go on social media that much. Middle school and high school. Queen's Gambit, it was a bit older. Cheating scandal, it was everybody. And I'll talk about that a bit later with my book and book tours and the incredible lifetime value and loyalty and commitment of folks to the game of chess. But January was absolutely massive. Then, February, March were also strong. April, World Championship. Ding Liren versus Jan Nepomniachtchi. A crazy match. A match where Jan Nepomniachtchi was in his second World Championship ever. I thought he had a slight edge going into the match. He led the match. Jan Nepomniachtchi led the match. Ding Liren came back, not just to tie the match, but also to win it in a fourth game playoff. The 18th game of the match. This is a clip where Nepo basically shoves the pieces down the board and he can't believe it. And the other crazy story is that there was no Magnus Carlsen. There was no Magnus Carlsen involved in this World Championship. And the reason for that is he doesn't want to play. He doesn't think there is much to gain. He finds classical chess to be extremely boring, extremely stressful. And the truth is, I'm a firm believer in the fact that if the World Chess Championship was like winning the US Open in tennis or like winning Wimbledon in tennis, we had the right sponsors, we had the right TV and broadcasting deal, the players' prize funds were 5x, 10x what they currently are, maybe we would get Magnus to play because it would be a really big deal. But the way the current format is it's a 14-game classical chess match, which you have a year to prepare for. You have to hire a team of people. And classical chess is a 6-hour game where you all are using supercomputers to create opening ideas and try to get your opponent out of their preparation. And every single move carries so much weight and gravity, and there's so much time. There's so much time at the board to figure out all the problems. It's just not worth it at the end of the day for Magnus. He's already the 5-time champ. So that was weird. This is the first world championship we ever had in the last decade where we didn't have Magnus Carlsen, and Ding Liren won. But then Ding Liren did not play another tournament. Ding Liren won the world championship in April of 2023. He had registered for a tournament right after which he played, and then he never played again. He never played again. He might have played like 1 or 2 games in China, but I think he went back to China and never emerged. I'm not even sure he did that much media. Now, the thing is, the winner of the world championship, Ding Nepo, you would think would have had the full backing of the nation. Like if Jan Nepomniachtchi became the world champion, we know obviously there is a tremendous amount of Russian history and culture and influence in the game of chess. In modern times, it's rightfully so. It's a bit of a sensitive conversation and 100% justified. But the truth is the Soviet Union has had world champions since 1950. So it could have maybe been something good for the game. But if Ding won, I thought, well, maybe the Chinese will get into chess. There's what is the population? 1.5 billion, something like that. I was very optimistic. But then we never saw Ding again. And that's a shame. It's really a shame. It's a weird situation. We're kind of in it's a weird thing. Let me turn on this light. I have this really strong yellow reflection because I have a setting on my computer that's like night light, so it's easier on the eyes, but it makes, there we go. Makes my teeth look much more yellow than they actually are, which is that's just not a good look, I go to the dentist, I promise, I'm a normal person. Hair could use some work though, but we'll figure that out. So that was weird. That was weird, and it's a shame that the ultimate title in the game of chess itself is the World Championship, and we can't seem to figure out, the international governing body of the game can't seem to figure out how to get a scale going on the whole thing. I'm sure you've had this experience. You look at the World Championship, or you look at some of these events that are put on by the organizing body, and you're like, where are the sponsors that I'm used to seeing? The Microsoft, the banks, car companies, the watches. How has chess not had a watch sponsor? How does that make any sense? We got a clock. The whole thing is, there's a clock involved. Like, where's the watch sponsor for chess? You know what I mean? It's a problem. It's a problem. And that was the World Championship. And, my thoughts on it are, it's a gigantic shame that Magnus is not playing, and I don't blame the guy, because the upside is not there. He's clearly proven he's the best player in the world. He doesn't need to play this title thing, which just is a massive stress-inducing thing, and there's not a whole lot to gain. And it's also a shame that we didn't get to see Ding again. Obviously, I'm wishing Ding all the best, health-wise, mental, physical, all that. But yeah, it's a shame. It's really a shame that we're not seeing him again. And I don't know. I mean, I really, really hope he returns. That's about all I can say. Now, then it was peaceful. We obviously had some other updates. We had updates like Magnus winning the World Cup. That was a big thing. That was one of the things that he had not won yet. And we had Hans Niemann. We had light mode. They don't have a dark mode. The Hans Niemann lawsuit was dismissed. I guess they settled. We'll never know. Nobody's ever gonna know. Hans Niemann got reinstated to chess.com, and then he kind of went to be the bad boy of the game, and very curious to see how Hans develops in the chess world. I have said from the very, very beginning that I think if Hans just sat in front of a camera and just said, I did some stupid stuff when I was a teenager and I've never cheated over the board, I can understand why people are suspicious, but I can assure you, I'm 100% legit, blah, blah, blah. He would have a lot of fans, but he's kind of going a villain route. Like, first he attacked Alexandre Botez on Twitter, and then he came after me for a video title, and he, you know, is ribbing at Hikaru because of the whole lawsuit thing. And, you know, it's, he's free to do what he wants. I'm not his advisor. He has plenty of those, I would imagine, but I'm not sure that that was the best course of action, but I ain't him. And I'm mostly just sitting on the sidelines eating the popcorn, right? Now, let's talk a little bit about analytics. I've timestamped it. We'll pause in August of this year because the last quarter of the year was very big. Very, very big. And I personally experienced a lot of, you know, growth, and over the last 3 to 4 months, I've been doing a lot of thinking. And the thinking that I have been doing is I want to evolve as more than just a chess YouTuber. I understand you might come here on a daily basis. You might learn from me. I might make you laugh. I'll cover a Magnus game. I'll cover low elo chess, AI chess, whatever it might be. I might play some games myself. Oh my God, my nose is so itchy. And then it's just great. Like, we're just enjoying chess. But I'm trying to adjust my goal for the next 3 to 5 years into certain buckets, right? So number one, I want to do cooler things on YouTube. I don't just want to sit here and talk for 30 minutes. I want to maybe get out into the world. I want to do deep dive videos, CoffeeZilla-esque videos. He's a big scam exposer. He's very good at like uncovering all these different schemes. Like, I don't think there's big elaborate schemes or scams going on in chess, but I want to get to the bottom of certain issues like the history of women in chess, women's titles, women's tournaments, sexism, and certain issues that they face, like, and uncovering just, that's a very serious subject, for example, or, you know, just more fun content, like going out into the public and playing people, and the person that lasts the longest against me wins a very expensive chess set, or something along those lines, or limited series types of content for a Netflix or a Hulu. If they're watching, please sponsor this. Please pay attention, you know? And the whole purpose is to generate as many new eyeballs as possible for the game, but also improve the current experiences of the people in it for the last 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, etc. With the courses, with Chessly, like, some of you might not know, but like that's all. Those are all my courses, and that is my educational chess platform. And I'm going to work really, really hard in 2024 to make it the best chess learning experience possible. I'm going to make sure you want to use it every single day, and that courses aren't just something you spend money on, like going to the gym. You spend money and like that's it, you know, and then you don't do it again. Different types of content that I'm thinking about. Live fan events, okay? Live fan events, like for the book, all these different things that I'm thinking about. Media around chess. I just interviewed Magnus Carlsen. Some of you, well, most of you probably watched that interview. I want to do more of that. I want to get an hour with Magnus. I want to get an hour with Fabiano, Hikaru, Anish Giri. I want to talk to these guys, humanize them, make them do fun challenges against me, answer serious and tough questions about their career or life. And I just want that to get out there, because we need to think about what the future is beyond Magnus and Hikaru. We need to think about the Nodirbek Abdusaturovs, the Denis Lazovics of the world, the Pragnanandas of the world, etc., etc. We need to build media around those guys, because the same way you watch sports because you care about athletes or teams, we need people to watch chess to care about athletes. There's no teams, but to care about athletes, to care about the things that they're competing for. And that's going to be my focus. And I'm gonna build bigger than YouTube, you know, and that's really my plan. Speaking of YouTube, I told you I would give you some analytics, so here you go. This is straight from the source. First, I will show you 2022 numbers. This is very interesting stuff. These numbers are only available for 90 days. In 2022, shorts were not a big part of my channel, but my content was recommended 4.5 billion times, which is a number that I have talked about quite a bit Ultimately it was clicked on, this many times, and that's from impressions versus subscriber feed, and that's a very fascinating number. And then this year, 2023, is really wild. 9.3 billion, 900 million from shorts and 504 million from videos. The major concern when you have too many short views is that people watch your shorts content, but they don't come for your long form content. I haven't really seen that to be the case. Mostly when people find me on the shorts feed, they end up watching a longer video or they end up watching a highlight. And I do find that to be very fascinating. The audience is also very fascinating. This year, you can track like new viewers and all this information. But what I find to be really interesting is like subscribed and not subscribed is 50-50. The geography is really interesting. And the age, like I said, this year got younger. So if you look at 2022, it's actually 38, 31, and then this is 5. And then this year, short form is very much like a young audience type of thing, which is why sometimes my content gets accused of being very, the content is very childish, but it's not true. Like a ton of people are watching, and it is very interesting to see this stuff. This is also straight out of analytics. This is Instagram. Over the last 30 days here in December, 22 million accounts were reached that don't follow. And this is all different chess content, right? This number says 72 million impressions. I can't scroll up. 72 million. And the point of showing this is, again, what I just said. My whole purpose with everything that I'm doing is to build for you, the current audience, but also try to convince as many people around the world to play chess as I can. Because chess is a very unique piece, I mean, just of life in general, but let's just say specifically of content. I'm not a person who has a very specific audience that is very loyal, that's going to buy my merch, that's going to do this, that's going to do that, that's going to go to my events. It's not like I'm building around this. Chess is ageless. Kids come up to me who are 5 and 6 years old, and they play with their older siblings. They play with their parents. People come up to me who are 25, 30, 35, 70, 75. People connect with relatives. People connect with generations. People play at their local bar. They play somewhere. Like, it's an incredible thing where it doesn't matter what age you are, it doesn't matter where you live in the world, you can actually play this game and you can watch the content and you can relearn chess or you can learn it for the first time. It's really beautiful. And I found that I'm not the biggest channel. There's YouTubers that have 100 million subscribers or 50 million or 20 million, but that doesn't matter to me. Because all I do is I just share my passion and love for the game, and I'm just trying to grow it as big as possible because I only have a certain amount of energy and time left. And I'm the guy to do it. That's kind of what I've realized over the last, let's say, year and a half. I have a very strong sense of empathy and understanding how people perceive something, specifically as it pertains to chess, how they see chess on a screen, how they visualize components of an analysis board and what we should be showing and what we shouldn't be showing, how we can make the best chess viewing experience possible. And with all that in mind, that's how this thing happened. How to Win at Chess, a modern chess book designed to be the best first chess book anybody ever reads. And I just want you all to know, I've shown this many times, but every move is highlighted. At the end of the chapters, there's QR codes. You scan the QR codes. And it's a really pretty book. It's hardcover. And the incredible thing is it's now in Spanish with some mistakes. There are some translation mistakes, always in 4 editions. It's going to get fixed. I got a German edition right here. Germans do their own thing. They like black books. It doesn't even look like the same book, but it's here. I have an edition that's coming out in Greek, Italian, Czech, Polish, French. Isn't that nuts? Like, that is mind-blowing. Over 53,000 books have been bought. 53,000. The book's been out for 2 months. And it was designed to be the best first chess book you could read. It is supposed to take you from literal nothingness, demystify the game, make it funny, make it exciting, make it interesting, and get you onboarded to the level of an advanced beginner or an early intermediate. And I did exactly the same approach. That was exactly why I did it that way, because everybody has preconceived notions about this game. Everybody. Whether they're young or whether they're old, everybody has a preconceived notion about themselves, about learning this game, how hard it is. And I wanted all of that to go away. And it's been wild. I mean, I've traveled in the US, I've traveled to London to do fan events, and I'm going to do a real world tour in 2024. I'm going to go to Europe, I'm going to go back to England, I'm going to travel around the US a little bit, because it's been crazy just meeting folks that stand for like 2-3 hours in line just to chat for a few minutes, just to get me to sign their book, tell me their story, why they're into chess. They play it with their kid, they play it with their grandpa, like they play it with their spouse. I mean, it's really a beautiful thing. And it's just what I want to be building behind. And this makes me super excited. As a last little thing, that's, you know, this might be a nice humble brag. I got on a New York Times magazine cover. This was super cool. I have a paper edition coming as well. If you haven't read this, read it. It's you know. And then Forbes 30 under 30, which apparently I learned is a cursed list, and I'm gonna end up in jail or something. Hopefully not. I'd like to think I haven't done anything illegal, not that I know of anyway. So that's, you know, that's the chess update. The chess update is that in December of this year, we obviously had a lot of different dramas end up going down as well. Kramnik and Hikaru, Magnus winning just about everything in his path. And we've got a very interesting situation in chess. We have a boom that's now lasted from 2020 to 2023. We are higher now than we've ever been, as I showed you from some of those analytics, way beyond and way higher than we've been in the Queen's Gambit. Now it's about building for the future. Now it's about putting sustainable things in place. I want to build a foundation. I want to build a nonprofit. I want to give high school, maybe and college scholarship grants to people who use chess to improve their lives and other people's lives around them. I want to tackle bigger issues as well in the world of chess. I want to have some sort of say or contribution into the future media and building behind all the players, both current and the future players as well, like the teenagers, and doing as many interviews with these players, and traveling around the world and interviewing players at tournaments, building a Gotham Chess Club here in New York City. If you're watching this and you work in a hedge fund, private equity, reach out. I'm gonna need investors, you know what I mean? I've had people reach out as well. You know, making my courses platform as welcoming and easy to use as possible, make it as fun for all of you as possible. All of you of courses, thank you so much for your support. Getting out there, meeting people in Germany, in Spain, and in the, you know, in UK, in America, who have the English version of the book. Like, I want to do all this stuff, and I'm super excited. It's been a really incredible year. It's been the best year ever. 2021 was unbelievable, but 2023 is the best year that chess ever had. Ever. It's not even close. You wouldn't even imagine the possibilities that some of you have for giving lessons or contributing to your local community center or applying to college, doing some community service hours through chess, or you can't even imagine. All the possibilities. I really urge you to think about it, to consider it more. And I'm gonna try my best to not just be the YouTube chess guy. I'm gonna get out there. I'm gonna meet many of you around the world through the book, through live Guess the ELO events. I'm gonna try to work on the next big media push and be at the forefront of that for the world of chess, whether it's through limited series or interviewing players or building whatever that next media package might look like. I'm gonna obviously keep making videos as well and covering top tournaments and making fun, exciting content for all of you. The Gotham Chess Club here in New York, camps, maybe a elevated podcast will come in the future, collaborations with athletes or celebs. I got a lot of interesting ideas, and I'm really excited for 2024. And once again, Happy New Year to all of you. Thank you if you watched this entire video of me talking about the world of chess and giving you a little bit of insight into it. And we've got problems, but they seem like good problems to have. Thank you all so much once again. for all your support, whether you just watch. I don't care if you just watch and comment and you don't buy a single thing. I really don't mind. Some of you have every single one of my courses and the book and the merch. So thank you. Whichever side of the spectrum of spend as a customer that you are on, I appreciate each and every one of you. When they say the internet's chess teacher and the biggest chess YouTube channel, they are talking about a number, and that number is the amount of people watching and the amount of people subscribing. And at the end of the day, that's you. So thank you. Happy New Year. Cheers to 2024. Now get out of here.